I think the lowest point in my life was the day my ONG doctor came into the hospital room to tell us that I don't think you have a normal child. That really crushed me within. Because from the scans, they don't detect anything unusual. I was 30 when I gave birth to my eldest son, Isaac, and my husband was 29. So I was not in that bracket of women at risk. Isaac was born at 38 weeks. We were very happy. We did have a natural delivery, but everything came to a screeching halt because the following day, the ONG came in to our hospital room and he told us that Isaac was not a normal child. I was in great despair. I think that is crushed within. I was in that period of not wanting to accept, the reality, in a denial stage. And so I was arguing with the doctors. So I was in that stage where, they could be wrong. I was in tears a lot. So the test results came back and it was confirmed that Isaac has Down syndrome, although it was not apparent from the features that he had it. The second blow came was when the heart doctor began to detect some murmurings, and we found out that Isaac has a genetic heart problem. He was born with multiple holes in his heart. So Isaac actually went for hole in the heart surgery at 5 months. When he came out from the hole in the heart surgery and they told us Isaac has heart block, where the heart fails to pump by itself, and he was reliant on the external machine to help him pump. The surgeon tells us we need to do another procedure, put in a pacer. At that point of time, I remember I was just, God, how much more? After all of that was done, he's good. Our pediatrician told us the way forward with special kids is you need to have early intervention, as early as possible. And so I asked the pediatrician, I said, he's only 6 months old, you don't hear of 6-month-old babies going to schools. But he said, no, as early as you can, because these children need to learn how to crawl, learn how to speak and walk. They are not normal kids. They need the help. And if you can get that help as early as possible, you're giving them a good start in life. Isaac went in for early intervention classes twice a week at 6 months. So that's where they teach him to roll and to sit up properly. Basic stuff which normal kids learn on their own. But with Isaac, you need the early intervention to help him. Normal kids would start walking at 1. Isaac started walking at probably 1.5 years to 2. And that is as a result of a lot of not just early intervention classes, but to do the homework at home, to get him to crawl, to get him to climb up on furniture. Every developmental milestone that a normal child would achieve without much help, he needed a lot of help, and consistently every day we had to do it. You just keep going from one milestone to the other, and so we don't give up.
How do you really cope and thrive in this sort of challenging environment?
When you're a working mom, I think you have no choice but to depend on help, crucial support from your spouse and your friends. I'm grateful that we've got 2 sets of parents on both sides to help out at different times. Most of the time, of course, it's the in-laws who help out with the children. So I'm very grateful for their help. And we're so thankful that we had close friends and friends from the care group to visit us every day or every 2 days. Those 2 weeks spent in the hospital, they kind of, after 2 days, check in on you. They come physically. Do you need char kway teow? They just bring char kway teow for you. 1 hour of just chatting about food or church or chatting about anything that is not related to the illness is about. You need a community of people who journey with you. They don't just leave you there because you've got a difficult problem and so, okay, I'll let you deal with this. It's very common in Asia that we don't talk about special kids because we are not taught how to respond to it. Sometimes even other children say hurtful things like, I think he's sick. Especially boys his age, because he doesn't run with them, and when they throw him a ball, he doesn't catch it. He kind of lets it roll, and they say mean things lah. There's not enough awareness and information as to how we include, I think, special kids, as a part of our community. They are valuable members of our community, and just interact normally with the child. Treat them as normal. Include them in your play. Affirm them when they do something. Laugh when they do something funny. They just want to be included like everybody else. They don't know how to be included. Sometimes Isaac goes into his own world and does not know how to interact. But if his sister takes his hand, gets him into it, he trusts her and he will go. So I think there needs to be more awareness in school on how we treat and include kids who are not the same. You don't know how tough life is for a person with disabilities. Just be encouraging, be the smile. Just tell them that life can be beautiful and fun. Isaac enjoys eating fried chicken and pizza. He goes for swimming lessons together with his sister. He goes to the playground, we kick ball. We go for long walks. We pick up leaves along the way. We analyze the colors of the leaves. We go to the beach. He loves standing at the shore, and when the seawater washes up and then washes back out, he loves that. He will not leave that spot. Which to me is a special moment because this is the part of him being very one with nature. You kind of remember what's important. It's not the dirt, it's not the getting wet, it's him enjoying himself in an environment that does not mind him being less. Some kids with Downs are verbal, some kids with Downs are non-verbal. So if they're non-verbal, then you need to go for speech therapy, and Isaac is non-verbal. A normal child would say, oh mom, I had this, I played with this, have no problem. So in order to find out how his day went, I kind of have to use signs. Isaac does respond with yes and no very well. I'm aware of the fact that my son could be non-verbal for the rest of his life because there are Downs kids who don't develop verbal skills. So we got to give him those tools to be able to communicate anyhow. I mean, we're in a generation where everything is digital. We got an app that you could load on the iPad and it helps him to speak, verbalize the words. So he presses the picture with the words and it frames the sentence and says it for him. So he's quite good at it. It's the Proloquo. If you ask him what is your name, he will type the words together and the machine helps him say, my name is Isaac. For me, the aim is for him to be able to communicate with normal people. And the way forward actually is to use the app. To have the iPad or the phone where he could type out what he wants. We have to kind of figure things out as we go along. Whether it's PAX, whether it's Makaton. Makaton is the science. So we need to find out what's out in the market that could help him communicate. Down syndrome children are not all the same. They are very cheerful by nature. They have very good temperament. They don't throw tantrums unless they are really disturbed. The whole spectrum of children with learning disabilities, I would say Down syndrome children are the ones they are very affectionate. I would say on the spectrum, the learning disability will vary. They generally will learn to read and write and count. They just take a longer time. Isaac is a slow learner. He learns at his pace. He can count. He can't say the numbers, but he counts with his hands and with his mind. His cognitive abilities are very high. He takes instructions very well. But he's a bit slower on his fine motor skills, meaning to say things which require him to pick up and writing and colouring, which requires hand coordination. He's a bit slower. So we got to give him a lot of practice on that. All the special teachers that have taught him, they tell us that Isaac has some form of a photographic memory. He's definitely reading because he never gets the word wrong. It's 100% correct. If he could verbalize it, say the word, but he can't say the word. So he will have to press the word and hopefully something helps him say it. You kind of need to give them the tools, the opportunity and the space to show you what they can and what they cannot do.
What do you hope for Isaac?
My only hope for Isaac is that he would be able to take care of himself independently. We would support him in terms of education till as far as he can go. I think the anxieties are endless because you never know how far he can go. The first phase would be the acceptance The second phase will be the picking yourself up, and you need to come up with a plan. What next? Read up, get information, because you know that you do not have the expertise to be able to detect or to be able to see what's next for the child. So that's why therapy, although it's very expensive, you must. As the mother of the child, you need to have hope, you need to have trust. The child will develop at his or her own pace. You need to discover what is special in every child. The child will have giftings and abilities. The world will find out eventually or what this child's purpose is. If a parent of a special kid is known to be determined, I think the child is even more determined than the parent. Don't let society or even your family dictate what you want and what you hope for your child. It takes a lot of courage and determination to plan for any child. Planning for a special child involves a lot of resources, not just money. It's time, it's commitment, it's following through with the homework and the therapies. You don't give up where you can read and find out things, you know. It just requires a little bit more effort. You should not give up. I'm a lawyer by profession, practice in the area of litigation. It's challenging for a working mom, full stop. It's even more challenging for a working mom with a special child, because your special child needs your 100% attention when you're home. You can leave a normal child in the room to play by himself for a short period of time, but you cannot leave a special child in the room to play by himself, because you never know what kind of harm or danger he might get himself into. He needs help cleaning himself, he needs help brushing his teeth, he needs help going to the toilet and communicating with you how his day has gone.
Where do you find the hope and strength through difficult times?
Through prayer, through spending time with God, and drawing His strength, not mine, trusting, surrendering Isaac to God, that Isaac is there for a bigger purpose. We don't see it now, we may see it later. Faith is aware that Isaac is non-verbal. That came to her very clearly at a very early start. Why does Koko not speak? Why doesn't Koko speak to me? And I had to explain to her that Koko has different gifts and that he's special. It's hard to explain to her what a special child is without going into too much details. But she is aware that her brother needs help and sometimes needs more attention compared to her. But I'm always conscious of the fact that she also needs one-on-one time with us as parents. So I try to divide that, have more conversations with her. I now have a story to tell. I can help people with special needs. When I see other parents or if I see children with special needs, I immediately empathize. I get it. You don't need to tell me. I can encourage you and you can encourage me. Hi, I'm Jane from Malaysia. I am the Asian woman